How much is too much? Asking questions without making people uncomfortable. Questions can make conversations warmer, easier, and more interesting. But if the questions become too personal too quickly, the conversation can start to feel awkward, intense, or even invasive. Some people ask questions because they are genuinely curious. Some ask because they want to connect. Some ask because they feel nervous and do not know what else to say. The intention may be harmless, but the other person may still feel uncomfortable if the question is too private, too direct, or too early in the relationship. A good question should open a conversation, not make someone feel trapped inside one. Why some questions feel uncomfortable? A question can feel uncomfortable when it asks for more closeness than the relationship has built yet. The relationship is still new. The topic is very personal. The person has not chosen to share that information. The question sounds like judgment. The questions come too quickly, one after another. The other person looks uncomfortable, but the questions continue. Sometimes the question itself is not the whole problem. Timing, tone, body language, and repetition can make a normal question feel too intense. Part 1. Start broad before going personal. When you do not know someone well, broad questions are usually safer. They let the other person choose how much detail they want to share. Structure 1. Ask about interests, not private details. Situation. You have just met someone at work, a class, or a social event. Too much too quickly. Are you married? Why not? Do you live alone? Better. What do you usually enjoy doing outside work? Other good questions to ask. What kind of things do you enjoy at weekends? Have you watched or read anything good recently? What do you usually do to relax after a busy day? Why this works. It gives the person room to answer lightly or deeply. It does not assume anything about their private life. It helps the conversation grow naturally. Structure 2. Ask about experience, not personal history. Situation. You are curious about why someone moved to a new place. Too much too quickly. Why did you leave your old city? Was something wrong? Better. How are you finding living here so far? Other good questions to ask. What do you like about this area? Have you found any good places nearby? What has been the biggest difference since moving here? Why this works. It avoids pushing into private reasons. It lets the person decide whether to share more. It keeps the tone friendly and open. Structure 3. Let personal details come naturally. Situation. You want to know more about someone's family or relationship status. Too much too quickly. Do you have children? Why not? Are you planning to? Better. Do you have family nearby? Other good questions to ask. Do you have people nearby you spend time with? Are you close to anyone in this area? What kind of people do you usually enjoy spending time with? Why this works. It gives the person more flexibility. It avoids sensitive assumptions. It respects that some topics may be private or painful. Part 2. Questions that can become awkward quickly. These questions are not always wrong forever. They may be fine with close friends, trusted colleagues, or people who already brought up the topic. But with people you do not know well, they can feel too personal too soon. Be careful with questions like, how much money do you make? Why are you still single? Why do you not have children? Why did you get divorced? Do you have mental health problems? What religion are you? Who did you vote for? Why do you not speak to your family? These topics can involve money, grief, identity, family conflict, health, fertility, trauma, politics, or personal beliefs. If trust has not been built yet, the person may feel cornered. Structure 1. Replace private questions with open questions. Situation. You are talking to someone new and want to keep the conversation going. Too much too quickly. Why are you single? Better. What kind of life are you enjoying at the moment? Other good questions to ask. What has been keeping you busy lately? What are you enjoying outside work these days? What is something you are looking forward to? Why this works? It avoids making the person explain their relationship status. It lets them share what feels comfortable. It keeps the conversation warm instead of intrusive. Structure 2. Ask about preferences, not pressure points. Situation. You want to understand someone better without sounding nosy. Too much too quickly. Why do you not want children? Better. What kind of future do you hope to build for yourself? Other good questions to ask. What does a good life look like to you? What kind of goals matter to you right now? What do you want more of in your life? Why this works? It avoids pressuring someone to justify personal choices. It invites reflection without forcing disclosure. It sounds respectful and mature. Part 3. Notice when someone is uncomfortable. Good communication is not only about what you ask, it is also about noticing how the other person responds. Someone may not directly say, "I do not want to answer that." Instead, they may show discomfort in smaller ways. They give very short answers. They laugh awkwardly. They look away or check their phone. They pause for a long time before answering. They change the subject. They answer vaguely. They suddenly start asking you questions instead. If you notice these signals, soften the conversation. You can move to a lighter topic, share something about yourself, or say, "No pressure to answer that." Structure 1. Give the person an easy exit. Situation: you ask something and the person looks unsure. Too much too quickly. Why are you avoiding the question? Better: no pressure to answer that. We can talk about something else. Other good questions to ask. Anyway, what have you been enjoying recently? Let me ask an easier question. What has been the best part of your week so far? Why this works? It protects the other person's comfort. It shows emotional awareness. It stops the conversation from becoming tense. Example in a real conversation. Situation: you recently met someone at a social event. Person A: so where are you from? Person B: Manchester. Too much too quickly. Why did you move here? Do you live alone? Are you married? Better response: nice. How are you finding living here so far? The better response keeps the conversation open without making the person feel interviewed. Part 4. Do not turn curiosity into an interview. Asking questions is useful, but a conversation should not feel like a questionnaire. A good rhythm is ask, listen, respond, share, then ask again. If you only ask questions without sharing anything yourself, the other person may feel watched instead of connected with. Structure 1. Balance questions with your own comment. Situation: someone tells you they like traveling. Too much, too quickly. Where did you go? How much did it cost? Who did you go with? Why there? Better: that sounds fun. I always like hearing about places people enjoyed. What was your favorite part? Other good questions to ask. Was it more relaxing or adventurous? Would you go back again? What made that trip memorable? Why this works? It responds to what they said. It doesn't fire too many questions at once. It keeps the conversation natural. Structure 2. Ask one question at a time. Situation: you are excited and want to know more. Too much too quickly. Where do you work? How long have you worked there? Do you like your boss, and are you planning to leave? Better: what kind of work do you do? Other good questions to ask. What part of your work do you enjoy most? What kind of tasks do you usually do? How did you get into that field? Why this works? One question is easier to answer. It feels less intense. It gives the other person control over the next detail. Questions that are usually safer to ask. Safer questions are open, flexible, and not too private. They help the person choose the direction of the conversation. What has been keeping you busy lately? What kind of things do you enjoy outside work? Have you watched anything good recently? What got you interested in that? What kind of work do you enjoy most? What do you usually like doing at weekends? Have you tried any good food places recently? What is something you are looking forward to? What is something you have learned recently? What kind of conversations do you enjoy? These questions are not boring. They are safe starting points. If the person wants to go deeper, they can. Not everyone opens up at the same speed. Some people enjoy deep conversations quickly. Others prefer to build trust slowly. Neither style is automatically wrong. The skill is not asking the deepest question in the room. The skill is noticing what kind of question fits the moment. If someone gives you a light answer, accept the light answer. If they share more, listen with care. Trust grows better when it is not forced. Being interested in people is good, but interest needs respect, timing, and emotional awareness. How Spekero can help. You can use Spekero to practice asking questions out loud and listening back to how they sound. Try recording the same question in different tones. Does it sound curious, friendly, intense, judgmental, rushed, or calm? Small changes in tone can change how safe the question feels. You may also find different tones of speaking useful if you want to understand how tone affects the listener. Final thought: good conversations are not about collecting information from people. They are about helping people feel relaxed, respected, and comfortable enough to talk naturally. Sometimes, asking fewer questions with better timing creates a stronger connection than asking many questions too quickly. Practice with Spekero. Record yourself asking a question in a friendly way. Listen back and notice whether your tone sounds curious, calm, and respectful, or too intense.